get into our topic here. America's team, you guys are going to love this. Listen, Dak Prescott has now led the Cowboys to a 5-1 record heading into their bye week. So this is the 4th time since 1990 that Dallas has won at least 80% of its game heading into the bye. In 2 of the previous 3, what did they do? They won the Super Bowl. Ryan Clark still with us. Are they Super Bowl contenders?
Wow. I was really hoping Stephen A. or Max got to go first.
I'll go first.
Okay.
I'll go first.
You get your Cowboys colors on today.
I go first. These are not really Cowboy colors, not to me anyway. Put the camera on me, please, because I want to make sure that I'm clear. And I shouldn't have to ask y'all to put the camera on me when it comes to what I got to say about the Cowboys. Where's the light? I want to make sure it's on. Light's not working, but it's all right.
You're on camera.
I am. Hell no. I want to be very, very clear. No. All right, now. Ezekiel Elliott has been very impressive. I got nothing to say about him. 4 consecutive games for 130-plus rushing yards, plus you go against the #1 rushing defense in the NFL yesterday, and you handle your business the way that you did. Major, major props. I like Dak Prescott a lot because the Dallas Cowboys finally have a backup who's really a starter now because Tony Romo's going to be the backup as far as I'm concerned before he gets traded, if he gets traded. But we'll see. This defense, as impressive as they were yesterday, as impressed as I was with what I saw from them in terms of rushing 3, rushing 4, dropping 7 to 8 dudes back into coverage, containing Aaron Rodgers in the pocket, giving him a little bit too much time to throw, but basically frustrating him because receivers weren't open and what have you, because you had so many people back in coverage. As impressed as I was for this defense, this ain't the defense like when Dallas won the Super Bowl in 1995. I mean, I'm still wondering about the playmakers. I remember Prime Time was on there. I remember Darren Woodson was on there. I remember some dude named Larry Brown, not the coach Larry Brown I just finished alluding to. Some dude named Larry Brown who lucked up because Neil O'Donnell decides to forget how to throw a damn pass and throws an interception to give the Dallas Cowboys the Super Bowl. Charles Haley and Leon Lett and those crew. I don't see those dudes on this defense. I believe that Dallas, here's what I think Dallas has done very, very, very effectively. And nobody has brought this up. Most teams win the coin toss, they give up the football. That way they ensure they'll get it to begin the second half. Dallas never does that. They've won 3 coin tosses this year, took the ball all 3 times. The other 3 times the other team won, they gave it to the Dallas Cowboys. I think 5 of those 6 times the Dallas Cowboys have ended up scoring. And I think it was when Dan Bailey missed a field goal. It's the only time they haven't scored. So when I look at the Dallas Cowboys, I think they have teams reeling because they come out the box, they punch you in the mouth with their offensive line in their running game, and they got you on your heels, and it dwarfs you a little bit. But I think ultimately the better offensive teams are going to make noise, and ultimately they will return the Dallas Cowboys. I'm not saying they're mediocre anymore because I'm willing to concede they're better than that. But Super Bowl contenders, hell no.
Okay.
I'm not giving that up to them.
Let me clean you up as usual. If the playoffs started today, they would have to be considered contenders. Better contenders than Seattle or Minnesota in the NFC? No. But contenders, yes.
So you give me 2 teams that's right in the same conference is automatically ahead of them.
Well, are they contenders?
That means they ain't even get to the NFC Championship game, but that's what you want to label as contenders?
Top 3 contenders to win it. So if the playoff,
I wouldn't put them against Atlanta. I wouldn't put them.
Yeah, I'd say that right. So
that's 3 I gave you.
So if they're one of 4 teams even, that makes them contenders if the playoffs started today. But the NFL has a season where the same team you have week 6 is not the same team week 17. It's just different teams. We don't know what they're going to be yet. In terms of their defense is okay. They're impressive because they're better than we thought they'd be. But is it really the defense or is it the offense? If you have a ball control offense that wins time of possession every single week, I mean, Ezekiel Elliott got off to, I thought, a slow start, but has been excellent since then, although it's not like, wow, he's breaking all these tackles. They're not touching him for 10 yards. There are holes, and he's showing acceleration. Take nothing away from him. He's a really good running back, at least, running behind the best offensive line in football. So they're controlling the time of possession. They have a quarterback who doesn't turn the ball over. So the defense isn't really on the field that long. How do you score on their defense when you never get the ball? That's why the defense looks as good as it does generally, which is about average. They're probably something less than that in reality. the playoffs were to start today, they'd have to be considered contenders.
Well, we knew what you were going to say, and you did clean it up well. If the playoffs started today with these teams the way they are, even without Dez Bryant, the Dallas Cowboys are the team I feel has the best chance to beat all the teams in the NFC. And it's for many of the reasons you said, Max. It's about ball control. Why does Minnesota beat teams right now? Because of defense, because people have to drop back and pass and try to block that line. Well, they have an offensive line that can block them. They have an offensive line that can move them, right? So you go there immediately, your game plan is different because of the way Dallas runs the ball. The Seattle Seahawks, they're good. They're not great. They're not the same defense that you would be scared to go play against on Sundays. Their team is different. The Atlanta Falcons, I think that team is the team offensively that would stress the Dallas Cowboys the most. But do you trust that defense play in and play out to stop this offense? To me, they're right there behind the Minnesota Vikings as the team to beat in the NFC right now. And that makes them strong Super Bowl contenders because I believe in their offense a lot more than Minnesota. Obviously, Minnesota has a defense that right now is playing unbelievable. It's playing some of the best ball I've ever seen a defense play. 85 Bears, 2,000 Ravens type of football is what they're doing right now.
Broncos last year.
Broncos last
Super Bowl rolled
year. Okay,
around.
now so we're gonna just keep naming. There was one.
Well,
on
Broncos are right there last year.
2008. We keep missing that team, but I digress. I digress. But so what I'm saying is I believe in the Dallas Cowboys. I believe that as long as Jerry Jones doesn't mess it up, if injuries don't take out key players offensively more than defensively. Defense is about scheme. Like you said, defense is about playing off of this offense. If Ezekiel Elliott's healthy, if they make the right decision at quarterback when Tony Romo comes back, if Dez Bryant's able to come in and contribute, because now we see they can move the ball around. And we watched Dak Prescott drop dimes yesterday. The pass to Bryce Butler in the corner, that's not a rookie, let me protect you throw. That's a go get it, big boy. I'm going to sit over here and watch.
Beautiful pass.
And so when you look at this team and the way they progressed each week, it's even defensively. Aaron Rodgers is not the same Aaron Rodgers, but they made him look like a bad Aaron Rodgers in Lambeau Field. To me, this is a team that we can look at playing in the NFC Championship, and once you get to that point, once it's late in January, and you have an offensive line and a team that can move the ball and control it like this.
But the O-line is the only
has
advantage they have over Seattle. Seattle got the advantage.
All right,
quarterback everywhere
Do I have
else.
to listen to any
But
more of this
also,
love
too,
affair between y'all? Can I chime
Seattle,
in?
we're not scared of any of those wide receivers. Doug Baldwin has been balling.
Yeah, we understand.
Ram, too.
We get it. We get it. We get it. My point is this. Y'all make me sick sometimes. I swear, man. This love affair to Dallas, y'all just make me sick. Let me say something.
First of all, nobody loves the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, yeah, you do. I mean, please.
Right now, they're the girl that comes back to the 20th reunion.
Let me tell you something.
Love. She wasn't getting it in high school.
Okay. I mean, I have to think about that analogy, but we'll investigate
we've been dogging them for the last 3
Let me
years,
say this to
except for
you.
12 and 14
Let me say
years.
this to you. Minnesota Vikings, top-rated defense, top 5 against the run. Seattle Seahawks, top 3 defense, top 5 against the run. Those are 2 teams that the Dallas Cowboys would have to potentially have to run into. And then there's the Atlanta Falcons with a high-octane, very, very potent offense, which would force Dallas to have to score the ball. And I don't think that the Dallas Cowboys would be in a situation where the level of ball control that they've exercised. I think that you'll find a situation where Dallas, as the season wanes, I believe they'll beat you big, meaning with their running game. They'll beat you big or not at all. They won't chunk 5 yards, 10 yards here, move the chains, control, dominate time on possession. I don't think it'll be something like that. I think they'll get big plays, or I think they won't get
top
a lot of
team in the NFC right now, though, you're saying.
Yeah, I'm saying
that makes them Super Bowl contenders.
Well, you say that too. I don't feel that way. That's your philosophy. I'm about winners, and I'm allergic to the Dallas Cowboys, seeing them as winners. Especially since 1995 they haven't won anything. So as far as I'm concerned, you're telling me a divisional playoff appearance? Fine.
Well, I'm saying maybe. By the way,
we ain't going to no damn NFC Championship game.
You're saying that this will stop. We saw it happen for a year with DeMarco Murray. Yeah. We saw it happen in the playoffs. It was a
and they lost in the divisional
14 wins.
Right.
Yeah.
Listen.
That's what I'm saying.
Miscue.
That's what I'm saying. Did you call them a Super Bowl contender? Did you call them a Super Bowl contender?
Time out.
Did you call them that then?
By the way, and I'm not even willing to concede that they'll make the playoffs this year.
Oh, Lord, man.
Last place in the NFC is the Giants. They're 2 games back from the Cowboys, and they have a win over the Cowboys.
I quit.
By the way, Washington is 3-2.
I didn't even say that. I'll leave with you. I didn't even say that to Matt. I didn't even say that to Matt. We're just going to leave it alone.
We're going to holler at you, man.
You think just because they have a 2 games
I didn't even say that.
now. The NFC
I didn't
is
even say
down
that.
to the end.
I didn't even
But
say
I
that.
care. According to FPI, ESPN's Football Power Index, the Cowboys have the third best chance of winning the Super Bowl behind the Vikings and the Patriots. Good times. Very well done.
No applause. No. They got to earn their stripes. By the way,
What?
we got to I need to see some of the ladies out there in these videos. Remember,
Yes.
we're going to have a male and a female
Yes,
winner. So I need to
females,
see some
stand
ladies up in there as well.
We know we've got viewers.
All right.
We want to see from them. I'm with
Well,
you. Thank
listen.
you for calling that out. Meanwhile, Richard Sherman's outburst on the sideline, Odell Beckham's penalty for taking his helmet off, and Cam Newton's Super Bowl-esque press conference. We asked you guys to vote on Twitter. Which one did you have the biggest problem with? And the results are in. Cam, 41%, Sherm, 34%, OBJ, 25%. Do you agree, Stephen A?
Of course I don't. I mean, they're obviously agreeing with Max, and, you know, our viewers are, some of our viewers are entitled to be ignorant from time to time, and this is one of those situations. They're wrong. I mean, the fact of the matter is that I don't really have much of a problem with what happened with Cam yesterday. Not yesterday. I just don't.
Well, they're wrong, but not because of that. I did have a problem with what Cam did and what Odell did, because he actually cost field. That's a stupid rule in the NFL that a celebration or whatever can cost you field position. It's a really stupid rule. Nevertheless, it is one. Everyone knows it, and Odell broke it and could have cost his team. Sherman outburst ahead of Odell's. Sherman is upset
surprised
because
by
of
that.
miscommunication and trying to get things together. Odell takes off his helmet and gets the team penalized in a close game that they could have lost. I think Odell's was worse than Sherman.
I just look at Cam, and I think that Cam is bringing attention to the Carolina Panthers and their ineptitude in the offseason. They were feeling themselves with the reigning NFC champions. We can afford to be a bit laissez-faire and a bit arrogant in that regard, and I think that Cam Newton is frustrated having to eat up all the attention that comes his way
With the
because
territory.
of it. Well,
He's the face of the franchise. He was very nearly and may still be the face of the entire league, the face of the NFL. And when the people want to see when the going gets bad, can you take the heat?
I can
you
understand that.
absorb it and not deflect
I can respect that, and you know, in theory, you're absolutely not wrong. But I don't believe that because you're paid, it gives organizations the license to lean on you and cover themselves. That's what I'm saying.
Sure.
I don't believe that management for the Carolina Panthers, and to a lesser degree, Ron Rivera, should get to hide behind the spotlight being on Cam Newton when that offense is not the problem. Excuse me.
Two different
let me
things.
but let me say this to you.
Two different things.
Cam Newton's a leader, no doubt. Is Kuechly a leader?
Yep.
What's wrong with that defense? Because it ain't the offense that's the problem with the team.
But
Thomas Davis, I love Thomas Davis. He's big time. And him and Kuechly are playing, by the way. But shouldn't they be made to answer for their defense?
Everyone knows the quarterback is the biggest star on the team. They're the one who's going to have to talk. They're the one who's going to have to say how great everyone else is when it's good and how bad they are when it's bad, whether it's true or not. This is the way it's always been done, and it seems to work for the great ones. And if Cam wants to do it another way, fine. But then you got to do it while you're winning. This can't come out just in bad times. This has to come out in good times, too. This is only coming out in bad times.
Well, it's going to come out in bad times in terms of the organization leaving you hanging. When you know that the organization did what it's supposed to do and it's on you, then you have a valid point. But when you have to sit there and answer questions that are above your pay grade, when you have to sit up there and talk for a team that literally leaves you hanging because they don't sit up there and keep a Super Bowl championship contender intact, I think, and listen, I don't find anything extreme about what he did yesterday. That's the key that I'm saying here.
If the blogs all came to you and said, Stephen A., what's it feel like to get whooped up on by Max all day, every day? Would you just not answer? No comment? Would you storm off?
I absolutely.
Or would you take it?
I absolutely would, because I would have nothing to say. I would literally look at them and say, what the hell are you talking about? That's never happened. That's a very ignorant question on your part to sit there and think that I lose to Max Kellerman when I wax his behind every single day.
That's a diluted answer, but it's an answer.
I would sit up there and say that.
You wouldn't just storm off and pout.
Oh, no. I wouldn't pout, but I would storm off. Oh, let me tell you something right now. Ask people who run into me. They come up to me at the game. You got to come up to me with the right tone. You better not be disrespectful. And depending on your question, if it's a stupid question, I have walked by people.
That's a highly intelligent question.
I have walked by people and have completely ignored them. Ask them. Ask them. That's why people are very reluctant to approach me, because they know I might ignore you or I might cuss you out. Pick your choice. Pick your choice. I don't care. I said
ESPN set up a press conference to address the media,
I'd be like,
and they were asking you when you said next question. No, you wouldn't.
No, it depends on the question. If somebody asks me a dumb question,
how do you lose every debate to Max every day?
Yolanda Genovese, my grandmother, happy 90th birthday. I love you so much,
Happy birthday.
See you guys tomorrow.